Okay, welcome to the second session. In first session, what we did, we learned how to create a new project. So, and we have seen about a small project and we printed few statements on the screen. So later, this is the second session where we are going to learn about what is data type and what are the variables and how to create those variables. So before that, in previous session, we created a project, right? So that I want to open. I mean, in this session, initially we start how to open existing project, already created project or already available project. So there are different ways to open the existing project. The first one is, this is the source we store, right? Just go there and just open the solution. So this is one. So let me open it. So what it will do, it opens the corresponding solution and the two projects automatically opens there. This is one way, right? And the second way is just open the Visual Studio, like open, this is the Visual Studio. Now here you can see the recently opened all the solutions. See, all these are recently I opened. So from this list, you can select your solution, just click on it. It will open the corresponding solution. So this is the second one. Or just once open the empty Visual Studio, then what you do, file, open, then here we have project or solution. Okay, then it opens another window where you can select your source. Now see, my source is on desktop. Then this is my folder and here this is the solution. So these are the different ways to open an existing solution, right? So try yourself once and then yeah, easily it's nothing, right? So in different ways we can open our existing solution. So that is the one thing. And the second one, so in this example, if you observe, so many things are there. For example, here, this one is a data type and this one is a variable and this one is a value, nothing but a constant. Then this very familiar to you because in C language also in similar way we are declaring the variables, right? So we will talk more about these two statements, but now just focus on this line. So what we are doing here, we are printing a statement on the screen, right? So usually what we do in C language, we use printf, then within the double quote or single quote, we give like welcome. So this is the way, right? So and here you need to observe the printf is a method which prints the welcome message on the screen in C language, right? So in similar way, here also WriteLine is a method which prints on the screen. Got it? So WriteLine is a method which prints some message on the screen. Now, the second point is printf is available in stdio.h, standard input output header files, right? So if you want to use printf, initially what you need to do, you need to write a statement there, kind of like hash include stdio.h within the angle brackets. Then only you can use the printf. Maybe in advanced editors, automatically it configs, so directly you can write the printf. But this printf method is available in header files, right? In similar way, WriteLine is available within the console class. So here console is a class. When you mouse over on that, it will show you class system.console. In the sense, console is a class available in system. Okay, so now WriteLine is a method available within the console class. So what is console? Console is a class available in system. So what about system? So system here we're calling as a namespace. This time what you do, just console, keep mouse over on the console, okay, cursor on the console, then press F12, function key 12, just press F12. So you can see the definition for the console. So this is the console class and it is available in system namespace. So let me give you some more details about the namespace. What exactly the namespace? So as of now, you can think namespace is a type or simply a container which can hold the n number of classes. So in the sense we can write n number of classes within a single namespace. Okay, for example, so let me write here system. So system is a namespace. Now here console is a class. Not only console, we have array. Array also a class. Random is a class. So many. So here, if you observe, what is the symbol for the console? See this, some symbol is there, right? So what are the symbols? You can find all those are the classes available in the system. For example, convert static attribute. All these are classes available within system namespace. So, but when you click on F12 on console, you can see the definition only for console. So in similar way, so many classes are available in system namespace. So what is namespace? Namespace is a type which can hold the n number of classes. Not only classes, it can have events, delegates, structures, enumerations. So all these we are going to learn in future, but as of now, simply you need to understand what we are doing. So we are using a WriteLine method to print a message on the screen, which is available in console class. So what is console class? So console class is a class useful to work with the standalone screen. Okay, so if you want to print some message on the standalone screen, in the sense the screen you can say kind of a character user interface, CUI. So this is, once you run, you can see, right, this is called as console. So character user interface, the example for character user interface, right? So some drawing happened here. Let me erase it. Okay, leave it. I don't know exactly how to remove this. Anyway, just try to understand. So console is a class available within the system namespace. Not only console, we have a number of classes. Other than classes, we have different types we are going to learn in future. Got it? So we will see some insight within the console. What exactly the console? Now see here, console is a class. Now we have almost 19 methods, 21 properties. Not sure, maybe they included more, but yeah. See here, WriteLine is a method. When you start writing here, you can see write and WriteLine methods. These are the two methods useful to print some message on the screen. So then maybe you get some confused why we are using WriteLine instead of write. So let me show you a small example here. I'm using here write method. Then within the write, some message like welcome. Okay, let me remove all this, or you can comment this. Comments I will explain later. But as of now see here console.write welcome message. Again, what I'm doing here, console.write, I'm using the write only. Okay, then to second session. This is the message. Now this time, run the application and see the output. So where is the output? Here. Welcome, then to second session, right? So now same statements I'm writing with the help of write line. So write line, then again write line. Now see the output, the difference between these two methods, write and write line. So when you print welcome, then what happens when you are using the write line? The next statement prints on the next screen. But if you observe the first three statements like welcome to second session, then welcome or in same line, because write methods writes the message on the screen, but the cursor will be on the same line. I mean, the next statement prints on the same line. So that is why you can see here, welcome, then to second session, then again, welcome on the same line. But what you did here, while you are printing the welcome message, second welcome message, we use it here, write line. So the next statement will come to the next line. In the sense, the main difference between the write and write line is when you are using the write line method, the next statement will be start from the next line, where with write method, it prints on the same line. That is the main difference. So usually 99%, most of the cases, all our examples, we are using the only write line on. Okay. So let me know in case if you have any doubts.
No, sir.
Okay. So then okay, then we need to follow few rules when we are writing something. So let me open your notepad. These are the basic conditions we need to follow. The first one is C# is a case sensitive. In the sense, see here, for example, here I want to write console.writeLine or write method. You should write here C as a capital, because then only it treats console is a built-in class. So, and write, coming to the write, W should be the capital. If you write in small case, then it will not identify that one. It will show you error. So when you try to run, then it will throw you error. See, there were build errors. Would you like to continue? So in this case, whenever it opens this kind of window, you need to click on no. Don't click on the yes. So if you see what it will do, would you like to continue and run the last successful build? In the sense, if you click on yes, it will show you the output, but not this exactly. The previously which one successfully ran. So it shows that output. So always click on no, then it will show you the errors here in error list. Then just a double click, it will take to you to the corresponding statement. Okay, so now how you can correct, you need to write W as a capital, or see there is a shortcut, control then space. It will show you all the matching methods or properties. Just select this. Okay. Yeah, give me one moment. Just I will back. So always you need to remember C# is the case sensitive. In the sense, here I will give you some another example. Int a equal to 10, then int capital A equal to 10. So it treats both are different, right? So always just mind while you are creating variables or writing some predefined methods. So again, it came, let me clear again. So maybe there is some shortcut. So it is creating automatically. Okay. So always we need to remember C# is the case sensitive. And second one is every statement should end with terminator, like C language or C++. So here C, it is a statement, then we should end with a terminator. So these are the two basic rules we need to remember while we are coding in C# language. Okay, now let me come back to our concept. Now here where we are seeing the differences between the write and write line method, right? So in similar way, if you observe here console dot read and read line, two methods are available. Read line and read key also. Again here there is a minor difference between these three methods and we see them later sessions. Okay, the same way we have some kind of properties. So these are the properties. You can observe there is a span symbol which indicates the property. So in the sense here background color equal to console color dot some kind of color you can give red. Then if you run, let me print this again here, then run this, then you can observe what happened. See here, you're setting background color is red. So before that you can observe there is no background color. But after that, we applied some background color to the console. In similar way, we have other options like we can change the font color. So many, just try yourself. Very simple. Just console dot. Then these are the methods. Okay, and these are the properties. You can turn on caps lock. You can change the mouse position, everything. Just try it out. Okay, so but these are not useful in real world, but maybe you will get some knowledge on these things. So this is a small information about the console application. So in this session, this is not our motto to learn about the console class. We have a separate session to understand how exactly we can utilize the console class. Now our main focus is this statement here. Today we are going to learn about data types. So this. So already we talked about this one. Int is nothing but a data type and a is a variable and equal to is a operator and 10 is nothing but a constant. So why we need to use a data type? Every program should have some kind of data types, right? So because in real world, we need to work with different types of data. Like suppose if you want to store a name of a person, you need a separate data type. If you want to store age of a person, then we need another kind of data type. Because that is a name, group of characters. This is purely digit. Then if you want to store date of birth, then we need another kind of date of birth. That is nothing but data. So what happens in program world, they defined a few kinds of data types. So now here today we are talking about the basic data types in C# language. I shared few links with you. Just those are the top links coming when we type data types in C#. Just have a quick look into that after this session or whenever you have time. But you will get the similar information there also, maybe some extra information. Okay. So now coming to the C#, what are the basic data types we have? In any programming language, what we can do, we can divide into the multiple categories. The first one is the number, right? So then string, then date time, then Boolean. So like then objects are there, objects. So these are the main categories in any programming language. Now we see what are the data types available for number types. So here we have here byte is there, short is there, then int is there, then long is there. So other than this, we have different types, but let me explain about these 4 types first, then we discuss about other things. So byte, what is byte? It is 8-bit integer. 8-bit integer in the sense, it takes 1 byte to store that value. So, and it has a maximum value of 255. In the sense from 0 to 255 only, we can save value when you declare a byte variable. So let me show you here. For example, here I'm taking here byte b equal to, I want to initialize like 512. Then it will show you a constant value 512 cannot be converted into a byte. For example, if you give here 100, it accepts. Because what is the maximum value for this? 255. So how we can determine that one? For example, let me open this 255, right? So if you convert that 255 into the binary code, I believe you have idea about the binary code. So any idea about binary code? Of course. So let me tell you here. So 1 byte, in the sense how many cells we have? So here again 8 bits. So here we have 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you convert this 255 into the binary, all values like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now, if you convert 256 into the binary, what happens? So this will be 1, then next will be zeros, but it has 9. No, it is equal to the 256. No, it is equal to the 255. So if you observe here, it has 9, right? So in a 8-bit integer, you cannot store 9 these values. That is why it will not accept. So technically the reason is this is maybe in our school standard we learn about all these binary decimals, then different kinds. So any doubts here?
No, sir.
Okay. So now what is the maximum value? 255. In similar way, here we have a short in the sense 16-bit. Now you can think about this. How many cells we have? Let me open Excel. Maybe it will give you some more clarity. No, see here. For example, if it is byte, then how many cells we have? This. Okay, now here, if you fill with all ones, then it is equal to the 255. So that is the maximum value for byte. Now coming to the short, 16 bits, in the sense double to the byte. Now how many we have? Then these are the 4, these are the 4. Now this. Now if you fill all this with ones, so it is equal to 32767. That is a maximum value for short. So after 32767, then it will, if it is 768, then what happens? It is 1, then the rest will be the zeros, and it has another, it requires another cell, which we cannot store in short. Right? I believe you are understanding this. So now for 8 bits, how much space it requires? 1 byte. For 16-bit, 2 into 8. So 2 bytes. Then what is the maximum value? 32767. Other than that, you cannot store. Same concept, because integer stores too much number. Even I cannot remember, but yeah, those information I believe available in the links which I shared. But this is 32-bit. So 32-bit in the sense, how much space it takes? 4 into 8, 4 bytes. Okay. In similar way, we have 64-bit. Then think how much value it can store. Now, what is the size? 8 by 8. So 8 into 8 is 64. So 8 bytes. So these are the main data types coming to the in number. Number in the sense without decimal. Now we have another family that is nothing but decimal family. So it starts with float and it is 32-bit integer. So 32-bit in the sense it takes 4 bytes. Then double 64-bit. So in initial days, you should keep all this in your mind. Later, once you get some experience, no one cares about this. But initially, if you want to face interviews as 2 years, 0 to 2 years experience.
Sir, double 8 bytes. Still
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. So now coming to the decimal, it is 128-bit. Okay, then 128 in the sense 16 bytes. Very simple logic. If you understand this, then rest will be the same. But these accepts decimals like 2.5, 4.5, this kind of values. Okay, now while we are working, mostly we are using integers. So consider this as a default one. And here double in real world also. If it is normal number, we are taking integer. If it is kind of a decimal number, then we are going for double. Got it? So other than this, again, we have some concept like, for example, here byte is there. We have a signed byte. Signed byte in the sense, by default, byte will not accept the negative values. So it accepts from 0 to 255 only. Now coming to the signed byte. Same concept. It is 8-bit one. Now here it accepts, it takes 1 byte to store. Now, but coming to this, it stores from 128 to 127. See, in earlier days, memory is a huge headache and everyone is bothered about memory. But now these days, no one is caring about the memory. So that is why I'm giving here the default data types. If it is a number, go for integer. If it is a kind of decimal number, go for double. In rare cases, we are using long and decimal. But still, if you want to do some experiment, here we have an option like signed byte. In similar way, we have U-short. So it accepts both. Short accepts positive and negative values, whereas unsigned short accepts only positive values. So again, it is 16-bit one, and it takes 2 bytes. Then the value is from 32768 to 32767. Sorry, don't mind. It takes from 0 to, same concept here also, 0 to 32767, whereas coming to this, same like just divide this by 2 and start from the minus value to plus value. Just check the URLs which I sent. You will get the more clarity on this. Okay. In similar way, we have here, for everything we have unsigned integer, unsigned long, unsigned float. Just go through that link, you will get some more clarity. But consider this as a default one and this one also a default one. Now, any doubts on this? Okay. Now coming to the string in the sense here in real world, we need to store some names. So for that, we need a group of characters. So first we have here, we need to talk about the character, which accepts only one character. Character in the sense, maybe don't think like only alphabets. If it is a number also, it takes only one, A, or any special character like this. It can store only one character. Okay. So it is 8-bit one, and it takes 1 byte of memory. Then we need to store sometimes the complete name, like for example, Karthik is there, Karthik. So the group of characters. So that is nothing but char array. Okay, but simply here we have an option like string. So for a string variable, we cannot determine the bit or the size. It depends on the characters we are storing. For example, if you are storing hi, then it has 2 characters. So it is equal to the 16 bits. If it is something like hello, then it is 5 characters, then 5 into 8, 40 bits. Got it? So these are the 2 data types we have when you want to store some kind of characters or group of characters. Mostly 99% we are using the string in this section. Okay, any doubts? Okay, now come to the date time. Actually here, I want to tell you one more thing. For every data type, we have a class here. Okay, for example, this one is a short, and this one is int 32. Okay, and this one is int 64. What are the classes? I will show you. Go back to the Visual Studio. This is now declare here. I'm sorry, system dot. Now here int 32. This 64. So this one is for short. Then we have here byte. This. So these are the structures available in our system namespace. These are the keywords, but these are the kind of classes. Structure is different, class is different. So technically these are the structures. So, and these are the keywords. We can think shortcuts to access all this kind. Okay. So for float also, for everything you have a specific structure here. System dot decimal, then double, float. For float you can say single, not float, single, double, then decimal. But coming to the keyword, it is float only. And you can observe here, while you are typing, it will give you some unique symbol for every type. For example, if you want to type like int is nothing but a keyword. But whereas coming to the system dot int 32, it is a structure. So it will show you here, read only struct system int 32. Got it? So, but here date time is directly structured. There is no keyword for the date time. Why I am trying to explain about all this. So date time is directly structured. In the sense, if you want to use date time, then what you need to do date time. Here see, date time is a structure. Date time D equal to date time dot now. So it will give you the current date. Just print here console dot write line D. So let me run this and see the output. So it's not a keyword directly, it is a struct type, and we can use the date time like this. Any doubts? There is no keyword for this. Okay, now coming to the Boolean, Boolean stores true or false. So it again, here we have a keyword. This is a keyword, and this one is a structure, and it takes 8-bit and 1 byte of memory. This. So it stores only true or false. So let me show you a small example on this also. So Boolean is true equal to false or true. Just print here is true. So what it will do, it will print false after the date time. Let me run this. Now this is our date time, then false. Okay. So the finally objects. So object is a base data type for every data type so far what we discussed. In the sense, object can hold any kind of value, but in the format of object. So there is a concept like value types and reference types. Okay, so that we are going to learn about learn after 2 or 3 sessions. Then we cover about this. But as of now, here also we have a keyword like object, then object, and here also we cannot determine the bit or the size it occupies. It depends on the value. Okay, let me show you a small example for this also. So object is a keyword. And then obj equal to, you can give any value. Null it accepts, number accepts. See, number, it accepts number. It accepts any string also. Hello. There's no error. It accepts character. Character in the sense we need to give a single quote, right? So H, it accepts. Give any date time, it accepts. Date time not now. Any data type, it can hold any value. Okay, so these are the main useful and regular data types. Technically, I can say these data types are basic data types. So any doubts, any questions? Please go through the links. Not only those links, you can search something in Google about data types in C#. Almost the same information, but in different style. Each will explain. So just go through and try to understand in detail. So if no questions, then we can close the session.